Hello, everybody, and even if you don't have a body. Yes, it's me, Layman Pascal, here on the Integral Stages author series, where we talk to folks about books relating to consciousness, existential development, cultural transformation, and the various edges, sources, and frontiers of human knowledge, as well as whatever lies beyond human knowledge. Today, we're exploring and jumping off from a recent book called Ending Unnecessary Suffering, which was written probably in blood by martial artist, author, and consciousness explorer Peter Ralston, a guy who's been extracting clear liquid from the dregs of the ancients for most of his life. Unless, of course, my mind is lying to me about that. Hi, Peter. Nice to have you here.
Hi, yeah, thanks for having me. So it sounds like you've read some of my stuff anyway.
Yes, yeah. I at least grabbed a couple of phrases I liked.
Sure. Okay.
What would you say is the difference between necessary and unnecessary suffering?
Sure, that's a good place to start. Most suffering is unnecessary. So the bulk of human experience, the kind of the human condition, this whole world we live in, like you talked about culture, okay? This dominates our experience a great deal. How we think, millennia of assumptions built up from humanity over time, as culture changes, etc. But there's lots of staples there about what it is that changed over time, about what it is, be a self, etc., etc. Anyway, I'm just saying the most of our experience for most of us is unnecessary suffering. And what I mean by that is it's stuff that we create with our minds, so to speak. Say it exists in a conceptual domain, and we don't know that. We think we're simply suffering circumstance. We think we're simply suffering the environment, or what's happening, what's said, what's done. A feeling that pops up, whatever, something that comes into my mind. And I'm saying no, all of that's unnecessary. So to answer your question, the necessary suffering is also not necessary. Okay, but I'm separating those two because the whole the challenge of controlling one's mind and nervous system is big for most people. And we can control, once you understand what I'm talking about, we can actually end this, what I'm calling unnecessary suffering. Now, the necessary suffering, I'm just saying it's not necessary, but it's, like physical pain, physiological pain. It's like when you break a leg. All right, ow, I broke a leg, and I got, okay, I'm not saying, just changing how you're thinking this is going to have the pain go away. We can address that, right? We can lessen the pain, actually make it go away, but that's a different domain. And we're not going to talk about that today. All right, so
So
how's
it's
that?
really two different classes of unnecessary suffering that are addressed in different ways.
Yes, yes, yes. And one is, let's just say, physiologically produced, and one is conceptually produced. And we think, I mean, seriously, because I've worked with thousands and thousands of people. I watch television. I've been all around the world and lived in different cultures, et cetera, et cetera. And people, so I'm generalizing here, but I think I'm accurate in doing so, really don't know that they are creating it. They don't know how they're creating it, etc. They think it's just something they have to suffer. And I would like to invite them to consider, nope, it's not.
Thanks for watching. If you find value in the work we're doing here and want to get involved, I have some invitations for you. Join the newsletter and get real insights and weekly facilitation. Check out the school community, the Consciousness Path, and engage with others who are doing this work and access free course material. And if you're serious and want to have major insights and breakthroughs for yourself, you're invited to join a workshop. They're more powerful than you think. Links for all this can be found in the description below. Ciao for now.